are back to even terms here in Champaign after 3, as Steven Rustich set to lead things off. Takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Rustich, the hero for Northwestern on Sunday, of course, with a walk-off against Penn State. Another one of these guys who has increased his stock for sure over the last few weeks for the Cats. He's in an even count right now, 1-1, and now a hitter's count at 2-1. Looks like Kirschner seems to be staying to the outside here with Rustich at the plate. Goes a little bit more inside this time, but a bit low. And now 3-1. Kirschner at risk of walking the leadoff man, Rustich.
Kirschner's velo is down a little bit today. He's only about 86, 87. Usually it's like 88 to 90.
Of course, 2 weeks ago, as Rustich fouls that one off, 2 weeks ago he threw 114 pitches and an absolute gem in the win over Purdue. And then last week at Iowa, only went 4 innings. Arm fatigue was definitely on display and got roughed up a little bit. You think that's continuing this week, or do you think elevated a little bit and just Northwestern just having his number?
No, definitely could be fatigue a little bit. I've never seen his velo like this. Like I said, he's usually about 90, 91. Down in the mid-80s right now, so he could still be feeling that outing from Purdue. A lot of pitches, like you mentioned.
Gives up ball 4 here to Rustich. And the man responsible for the scoring for the Cats, Vincent Bianchina, will now settle in. Yeah, when we do get to the point that the bullpen will have to be called in for Illinois, a bit of a positive development has been there. Starting to be a separation between the more reliable guys and the more inconsistent guys. At the beginning of the season, it was really you didn't know who was going to screw up. You sort of had no control. It's the ultimate form of inconsistency. But now you have guys, you know, the Tommy Greens of the world, Joseph Glassies of the world. I'd throw Vera Weininger and Rybarczyk in there as well, who have started to cement themselves into that sort of upper echelon of being clutch and consistent.
Yeah, definitely seems like some guys are starting to establish themselves.
Bianchina trying to establish himself here on this at-bat, already with a home run under his belt today. Takes one outside and a hitter's count here, 2-0. And it seems like, too, they're trying to slow down Kirschner a little bit. He's a fast worker, we know that, but these Purdue players are, these Northwestern players, are trying to slow things down a little bit, as we saw the Purdue players try and do against Kirschner 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they're just trying to throw off at his rhythm a little bit. It appears to be working this inning.
3-0 here. He's at risk of loading on the first 2 men he's faced this inning. No activity yet in the Illinois bullpen. We do have someone stretching in the Northwestern bullpen, however, as the 3-0 from Kirschner is a strike. Of course, on Tuesday for Illinois, it was a bit of a bullpen game. Alec Vera threw 4 innings in that one, so a lot of much-needed relief from him. As that one is fouled off, and now 3-2. Kirschner able to bounce back here. And so, historically, Illinois, as a lot of teams have, they'll throw a little bit to that bullpen guy, get some of the longer bullpen guys in there on Tuesday, and they'll put their ace in on Friday in order to take the load off of that bullpen a little bit, but perhaps less rest for the bullpen today, as we've talked about.
Yeah, kind of those midweeks, you just kind of use them to get some guys some innings that haven't pitched in a while.
Looks like Kirschner will be able to rebound here, though, as that one right at second base, and Haza able to retire Bianchina for out number 1. Now Patrick Herrera, a man who nearly sent one gone his last time up, will settle in. Herrera at second tonight, despite his usual placement of shortstop. and 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Kirschiper gets the outside corner there. Strike one.
Good job by Kirschiper to get that last out and then come back with a quick strike one.
Trying to do what Sullivan has done for most of this game, and that is get more comfortable getting those pitcher's counts. It will be a pitcher's count here. Strike two.
That's just the constant battle of, pitchers trying to get ahead and get into those pitchers' counts, and then offensively, you try to lay off the tough pitches and get into a good hitter's count. It's just a constant tug of war throughout the game.
Yeah, 2 straight fastballs here from Kirschiper too, so maybe a chance to go off speed here. The 0-2 pitch. High and tight. Is that now 3 in a row?
3 fastballs in a row. After you go up and in like that with the fastball, I expect change up low and away here.
Try and get him chasing perhaps a little bit of a dirt ball. Let's see. The 1-2 pitch. It is outside. It is away.
One slider away.
Herrera not budging, and the count back to even terms here, 2-2. A lot of hitters on both sides, especially for Northwestern, able to hold on here and tire out Kirschiper, or in the case of Illinois, Sullivan. So now the 2-2 pitch. That one's hit well to left center. Backing up is McDonald to the track, and that is off the wall. The throw into third, and Rustich will get there safely. And a double from Herrera. Same exact spot he went in the second inning. And now Northwestern is threatening.
Just hit that one about 5 feet farther and it went off the wall.
And if he had hit that maybe at 5 feet farther, it may have gone out as well. So now a conference call on the mound, as Mark Allen will go out to talk to Kirschiper. Once again, it was Vincent Bianchina in the second with a home run. His counterpart, Brandon Comia, responding with one in the bottom of the third for Illinois. And especially earlier in the game, particularly the first inning, we saw both teams threatening with 2 men on, but nothing doing of that. Now we have a similar situation here. Men on second and third and only 1 out. Meanwhile, it appears that there is still no activity in the Illinois bullpen.
Yeah, it looks like they're trusting Kirschiper here to get out of this, or minimize at least.
And coming to the plate for the Wildcats, it will be Tony Livermore, the shortstop. Livermore 0 for 1 on the day, looking to give his team the lead once again. Will that trend continue for the Wildcats today? Will they continue to get that production out of those guys late in the lineup? A prime chance for Livermore to do that here with 2 men on, 2 men in scoring position, and 1 out. As Kirschiper delivers. Low for ball 1.
Yeah, the infield's staying back here. They don't want anything to squeak through and have 2 runners score as opposed to just 1. So that's why they're keeping the infield back.
Surprised not to see the outfield coming in a little bit to prevent maybe a 2-run single. At the same time, they got to play back the way this game's going. A lot of balls hit hard. Has a good pitch there from Kirschiper, and he gets Livermore swinging. Yeah, a lot of hard hit balls in this one. A lot have gone to the track, to the wall. At the same time, you want to avoid that little bloop that'll bring 2 men in. 1-1 to Livermore. Thought about it that time, and he proved himself right. Now 2-1. Smaller strike zone tonight.
Definitely smaller. But then all of a sudden it gets very big for a couple pitches, and then back to tiny again.
Well, that combined with some great discipline from both teams have made both pitchers work tonight. Kirschiper a bit more than Sullivan, as he's being tested here once again now. It's a hitter's count with 2 men in scoring position. And once again, Kirschenberg throws outside. He's at risk of loading him up. And he's continuing to rely a bit more than usual on that fastball. So the struggles in the middle of innings continue for the Illinois ace. And that one will fall just foul. Looked to be a great piece of hitting there from Livermore. Once again, a Northwestern team that loves to go opposite field. Very close, but no cigar.
That was close, but I think everyone's in agreement that it was foul. Wasn't really any disagreement from the third base coach or Rustich down there.
Daniel Jimenez making that call and appeared to have made the right call, as you said. And now it's 3-2, a much different picture than 3-1. You saw Kirschenberg struggling there in the middle of that at-bat. Now 3-2, catches perhaps a little bit of a break. Now a chance for him to come back and get out of this jam. Let's see if he does. The 3-2, 2 men aboard. Got him looking, and that's exactly what happened.
Probably about 6 inches to the right, and we have a different ball game right there. Would have been a 3-1 game, bases clearing double, but instead ends in a strikeout.
Yeah, you look back at the end of games like this, you consider those what-ifs, and that's definitely one right there.
Yep. That could be a huge changing point right there in the game.
Not just for Kirschenberg, but for these Illinois bats, perhaps, if he can get out of this inning. So now it's J.C. Santini, who, despite, on average, some hitting struggles, has managed to be clutch at times this season. He takes one low and outside for ball 1.
Kirschenberg not out of it by any means. Got a right-handed hitter in Santini. Then back to the top of the order with O'Donnell if he's not able to get him out.
But he's got to be careful because Santini's drawn a lot of walks on the season. So
yeah, he has only hitting 155, but his on-base percentage is 380. So
early
he does
swing
have a lot
there.
of walks.
Early swing there from him. And at risk of loading it up and handing it over to the top of the lineup. But it seems like despite that restraint, Kirschenberg has been able to fool him just a bit so far. Especially with that last pitch. So now 1-1, Santini looking to do damage with 2 men in scoring position. Gets the call inside. And now a hitter's count. Kirschenberg definitely seems to be riding the wave off of that last at-bat.
The Illini would sure have some momentum if they got out of this inning.
Kirschenberg calm, cool, and collected. Facing Santini, who's looking to make him anything but. The 1-2. Fouled off. Staying alive, Santini is.
Great job by Santini fouling that one off. That was a really good pitch on the outside corner. Would have been strike 3 if he didn't swing at it.
And the ability we've seen in this game for both teams to swing late in counts and to be able to stave off some strikeouts and to make the pitchers work for it has really been a good sight to see. So now 1-2. Kirschenberg will try and do it again. And Santini doesn't budge, and we're all square. Once again, Santini draws a lot of walks, so Kirschenberg's got to be careful here. Kirschenberg planted one beautifully on the last pitch, but Santini was able to foul it off and stay alive. Now the count is even. It's anybody's at bat. And right now it appears to be Santini's. 3-2. Kirschenberg at risk of loading the bases with the top of the lineup and Ethan O'Donnell on deck.
Yeah, Santini seems right on it right now. He's had some good swings and some great takes this at bat too.
Kirschenberg's got to go back to that corner. I think he maybe tries a slider here to get one in the corner, or at risk of...
I think you just got to go fastball.
Yeah.
You don't want to walk him.
It is a fastball. Santini goes after it. That one is bobbled, so they'll still have to throw to first. Santini slides, but it's not enough. Quite the drama on that one, but Illinois able to get out of it and keep it a 1-1 game. So after 3.5, quite the top of the inning there. We'll see if Illinois can ride that momentum wave into the bottom of the 4th.